From the Democratic National Convention in Chicago for the Center Square, I'm Greg Bishop, and we're joined by Illinois House Speaker Chris Welch. Speaker, thanks for taking time with us. I'm glad that you're able to join us on what is an historic evening, an historic week. You yourself have made history in Illinois. Talk about the significance of what's happening here in Chicago.
Yeah, actually, Chicago and Illinois, we are known for making history. Big things happen in our country as part of the American story by going through Chicago. I mean, we've elected, Barack Obama, the first black president. We're going to elect Kamala Harris, the first woman to be president. This is big. This is historic. And to know that the road went through Chicago in Illinois is very important.
And when it comes to the issues that we see in Illinois, talk about how that is being seen by the national party and by ways what kinds of issues are being put out to voters to consider heading into November?
Well, when you think about Chicago and when you think about the state of Illinois in total, the policies that we've passed on the statewide level, I think is the reason why the Democratic National Convention is even here. Illinois, our legislature looks like America. Our state, our population looks like America. The policies we're passing is because of that diversity that we have in our state. And pick a group, any group, their issues are reflected in the things that we're doing here in Illinois. So what better place to demonstrate what our values are as a party than right here in Chicago? And I think we're doing a great job of showing that off.
Yesterday, we had Illinois' almost featured speakers. You had former President Barack Obama, former First Lady Michelle Obama, Governor J.B. Pritzker addressing the crowd as well. Governor Pritzker was considered in the race for VP. If you could, talk about the importance of his role in the national space, especially taking prime time last night.
Well, I think what happened yesterday with the governor having a primetime speech, I think at 8:30 Chicago time, 9:30 Eastern time, it shows you the role that Illinois has been playing in national politics. The things that we've been able to do, particularly on the last 6 years with Governor Pritzker and a Democratic supermajority in both chambers, people have taken notice. His leadership has been very important, and the issues that we're getting done here are things that he's able to go across the country and brag about, because people are saying, how are you getting it done? So we'll tell you, we'll show you, and we'll do it in a big way.
We've, of course, got November just around the corner. A lot of undecideds. A lot of people seeing the past 6-7 weeks trying to make sense of it, right? How do you think voters will approach November, especially those undecideds? What are they looking for?
Well, I think, especially independents and undecideds, those are folks that are waiting to learn all of the facts. They're doing their homework. They're researching the candidates. And I think we're doing a very good job here at the convention. You're going to see it for the next 2 nights of making our case to the American people of why they should choose Vice President Harris and Governor Walz to be the next president and vice president of the United States, because they know that voters are going to do their homework, and we're trying to make it easy for them.
How do you feel is the best approach to address some of the economic concerns? I know the vice president has revealed her economic plan, but you've got consumers that are being hit hard by continued inflation. What do you think is the best approach there?
Well, I think the best approach is to continue moving forward. You can't go backward. We have to remember that the reason the economy was in shambles is because former President Trump totally mishandled the COVID situation, and we're still recovering from that. It took Joe Biden and Vice President Harris to renew America, to get us on the right path. Unprecedented job growth, infrastructure, bringing inflation down. But there's still a long way to go, and we need to go forward. We don't need to roll back those policies. We don't need to go backward to any of the policies that Trump proposes. We need to continue moving forward, continue with stability and some new ideas along the way. And I think we're going to continue to see great things happen in this country.
And, Speaker, I know that former President Trump has talked about getting rid of the Department of Education, for instance. In Illinois, there was bipartisan push for the Invest in Kids program. Your thoughts on that? Is that done, or is that something we're going to see come back for negotiations, possibly even in the fall veto session?
Well, as you may know, Greg, investing in kids in many places is seen as a voucher program. Here at the Democratic National Convention, vouchers is something that's on the Democratic platform is what we're against as Democrats. And that's reflected in our conversations in the State House. The advocates have just not been able to convince 60 Democrats to support the continuation of that program. And that's consistent with what Democrats across America feel.
House Speaker Chris Welch, the first black House Speaker in state House history for the state of Illinois. Just if you could compare that to what we're seeing happen here this week in Chicago.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, it's still special. I'm in year 4 now, and it's just as special as it was in year 1. I'm here with 6 other black speakers. There's 4 men, 3 women, 7 in total. We're all first in our state's history, and it's the first time we've all been in one place. Tonight we're going to gather for a demonstration of black excellence in blue and show the rest of the country that there's 7 of us, because if they see it, they can believe it, and if they believe it, they can achieve it too. And so feeling really good about that.
Illinois House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch, greatly appreciate you taking the time with us here at the Center Square with the Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for having me.